If you've been out and about on the streets of Cornwall, you may well have seen some big double-decker buses on the roads. They're branded Tinners, they're state-of-the-art, with cashless ticketing, Wi-Fi and USB chargers, and they're officially launched today. Since they're costing £7.4 million for 30 buses, yeah, £7.4 million, you'd expect them to be a bit on the plush side. In the studio with me now, we've got Bert Biscoe, who's the transport portfolio holder for Cornwall Council. Hello, Bert.
Morning.
And Alex Carter from First Kernow. Alex, good news for Cornish passengers. Give us a sense of what these buses do that the others didn't.
Good morning. Yes, they are at the end of the day a great means of transport. We've tried to make them a lot easier for people to use, and some of the modern day add-ons that people look for now, so Wi-Fi throughout, USB charging points for your phone and so on, a couple of tables upstairs you can sit in groups, just generally giving it a bit more ambience and a bit more the feel of somewhere you want to be rather than somewhere you have to be.
Now you can tell me off for stereotyping, but was there a perception before the buses were a bit fuddy-duddy?
There is a perception that buses are the transport of last resort, that's what you catch if you've got no other option, and we're trying to change that perception and give people a genuine alternative choice. The new bus is only part of that story. You mentioned cashless payment, that isn't here yet, it is on the way.
But will that mean people can't pay with cash, or just there is the option to be cashless?
It'll be an option, it's just to reflect modern society where people carry less and less cash, and that becomes quite an impediment for using buses, so we think that's really important.
They're not cheap, are they? I mean, crumbs, they're about the cost of a house each.
Oh, absolutely. They're huge numbers, about £250,000 each. And we spend more than the basic bus because we think those extra add-ons make a difference and make people want to travel rather than have to travel, as I said earlier.
Bert, what's Cornwall Council's perspective on these?
Well, we're very, very happy to see this. What this represents is one of the investments, particularly a private sector investment, in the big scheme that we're working with the rail operators and the bus operators on, which is to integrate the bus and rail networks in Cornwall into a single public transport system, which will come online in December 2018. This and a smaller investment by Citybus in South East Cornwall, with something in the region of 3 million in new buses as well. This is a significant step forward, firstly because it produces a fleet which is modern and more attractive, but also because it is a major investment. If you think back 5 years, we were all travelling around in T-Reg buses. You know, I mean, very, very old stuff.
Probably some of the ones I went to school in.
Absolutely, yes, and probably your mum as well. But I mean, and so if you think back to where we were, and you look now, we've got major operators putting real money in to put a brand new fleet of buses in. We're integrating bus and rail and actually creating a public transport system for the 21st century.
Now, it wasn't that long ago we were talking about routes being cut, bus operators basically, you know, going out and losing the contracts. How have we got from that situation to funky new buses and this coordinated route? How did that work?
Relationships. Absolutely. What we've worked on is to build a relationship between, I mean, the law says there's deregulated buses and there's franchised trains and so on, and the council sits there. We've got money to put into subsidising buses, but we also want to see the commercial routes operating as well. And so we've been as flexible and as thoughtful as we possibly can. We've fought to retain the investment back into the bus subsidy as best we can through austerity and so on, and we've done pretty well at that.
So have you put money into these funky new buses then?
We have put some money in.
How much?
I haven't got the faintest idea. I can't tell you. Do you know?
But these buses, this first batch are first funded, but they're a sort of seed towards more on the way. So we've got a plan for investment, more investment later in the year, which will be mixed, a match fund.
So you are going to help first?
No, we made a bid to the government for capital in order to undertake this major change in the public transport offering, which is the single public transport network. That involves bringing together ticketing, timetabling and routing, and upgrading the fleets so that we've got a modern transport system which people will want to use. Somehow or other, we've got to get people onto public transport, because otherwise we're going to have great difficulty in keeping people mobile in the future.
Bert, you're a bus user. Have you experienced the new facilities?
I have indeed experienced the new facilities, and in comparison with the hopper buses I used to travel on, it is sheer and utter luxury.
Thank thank you both very
Pullman.
much. Thank you
Funky.
both very much indeed. Yes, can we call them the funky buses?
Funky buses, I think you've done it.
I think we've done it. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We were joined in the studio there by Bert Biscoe. He, of course, is the Cornwall Council portfolio holder for transport, and Alex Carter from First Kernow, talking about getting from A to B.